Welcome everybody to the North Andover Sustainability Committee meeting. It is March 11th at 7:09 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we'll start by taking attendance. We have, it looks like, Brian Scheckman, Julie Ross, Joanna O'Connell, Jess Pimentel, and Alvin Pimentel, along with myself, Andrew Mitchell. So that does constitute a quorum, and we will start the meeting. Would someone like to take the minutes for tonight's meeting? Would someone like to volunteer? Should be a pretty easy meeting to take minutes for tonight.
No, I'll do it. I did it last time. It wasn't so bad.
I was going to say, Joanna has her notepad right there, ready to go.
Oh.
I got something to do for a while.
Oh, you're muted, Joanne, I think.
Joanna's going to do it.
You're still muted.
You
wait a little bit?
Yeah.
Joanna will take the minutes.
Did
Okay.
she say that? Okay.
She said it, yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. So introduce new members. We have no new members to introduce tonight, sadly. Hopefully, Kevin should be coming on board pretty soon, but he won't be attending tonight.
Right. I was going to say that I thought there were a couple that, more than one actually, that that recently got accepted by the Board of Selectmen, right?
Oh, did you get an email about somebody else?
No, I thought that there was, over the past couple months, I thought that there was more than one person, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I guess we'll deal with it when they attend and, come forward.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know if they all get town email addresses now. So they may not be on our.
Do you know why they want to get town email addresses?
I'm not sure if I don't know. I mean, they should, but that would help us to do this stuff, especially remote.
Yeah, come in here. Okay. So the first thing on our agenda is the townwide cleanup.
Daddy,
Yeah.
turn on the phone for me.
Give me 1 second. Okay, so what if people, has anybody been able to reach out to anybody? I know Brian has. Maybe you can start, Brian, by talking about what happened since the last meeting.
Yeah, I got in touch with Revision Energy, and they are definitely interested in joining us, and they have, which I think is kind of cool, that I'm trying to find the email right here, but they have a mascot that they call Sun Squatch, which is a mix between Big Bird and Sasquatch, I guess. But they said that they could send him, whoever will don that costume and be a presence at that event. And also they have some materials that they could pass out. And I wanted to share them with you so that you can kind of like approve them, and show you some of these pictures of Sunsquatch if I can find them. I'm going to try to figure out how to share them through the Google Meet, or I can just forward you the emails. Let me see.
Once you have it on your screen, just click the present now, and then make sure you do just the window or the tab.
Yeah. All right. So here is. Let's see if I can sorry, I'm just, a window, oh, a tab, okay. All right, do you guys see that?
Yes.
That,
Oh.
that is Sunsquatch. So let me see if I can find any other. Here's another full-on Sunsquatch. And they have this this activity book for kids, which I'm not sure if you can see this. I just put this up. And
Oh, they had similar ones before. When
Mhm.
Revision first came to our meeting, they gave us an example of one that they had. I remember asking if they would be like if they were going to be doing any new ones, if they'd be willing to do like a collaboration with us to do an Earth Day theme.
yeah,
And they seemed open to it a couple years back.
yeah. So what I can do is I can't seem to go through this the pages of this as a preview, but let me see if I can just bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna basically download it and then see if I can open it. All right. Let me share with you the right tab now.
We could have him waving the cars from the sidewalk.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I was hoping. And let me see if I can find this. No, that's not it. Anyway, so they have some materials. I'll forward them to the group email, and just so you guys can kind of take a look at them. And there was one other. There's like a trail walk, Save the Planet with Sunsquatch trail walk, something else that they wanted us to be able to share. And it's another kind of a kids activity book with just some graphics and not a lot of text, but easy to kind of go through with kids or with anyone who likes to do camp hiking and stuff like that. So anyway, so I think that they said that they're on board and they will be there, and Sunsquatch will be there, and they will pass out some materials as well, which I said was great. So and I like having Sunsquatch kind of out front to kind of get people to come in. I like that idea. So
I think it's awesome.
yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely see them there. And then the other thing that I had, which is not about outreach or interested parties, but more about the signage. I did hear back from the NAPD, and they said that that they are currently putting this up on the signboard in Old Center. I don't know if anyone's driven by there. I haven't today, but so our message will be up in the signboard, the digital sign at the Old Center. And then he said, Officer Wilson said he's using the Board of Health signboard for a message, and he will change and move that board to the middle school. I think he said next week. Yeah. So so we'll have those signs out there.
And they'll do that until the day of the cleanup?
Yeah, I think
Wow.
so. It's not. I guess they don't have anything else they need to have up there right now. So, and who knows? They may rotate some other messages through there, but at least we know we're up there. So that's good.
That's
So we'll have
exciting.
two signboards, and one of them is going to be at the middle school starting next week.
Sorry, next week.
The other one will be down at the Common.
Yeah, the Old Center probably at the Circle there, or at the Drummond, wherever they put it right now. I'm not sure where it is.
Yeah.
Julie, you're muted.
Yeah, that's at the old fire station is where they put it.
Yeah. Okay. So, so yeah, so we'll have those up now and next week. Those will be out there.
Well,
Alvin said that he hasn't heard anything back about the cones and things like that, and the do not enter sign for the entryways at the middle school. So he'll keep working on that. I'll start working sometime soon. I'll start working on the Facebook posts for the townwide cleanup. I have a new handy dandy system thing that I'm using, which makes it like so easy to make cute little things. So I'll put that together by this weekend, and then I'll make an event. That way, hopefully, we can get some kind of head count. Do we want to do another Google form sign up like we did last year, so we can get numbers of like how many are coming, what age? Although we didn't do much of the data last year, I still think it's very beneficial to at least have it, especially as we try to expand, and we can then say, well, here's how many we've had in previous years. This is why you should come be a vendor at this event, things like that. As we look to get bigger, obviously, and during non-COVID times.
I don't see
I
why
bet.
not. It doesn't sound like it's too much work on your part, right?
No, it's actually way
already got it.
easier
Yeah,
than people writing down on paper.
yeah.
So what I'll literally do is I'll just copy the one from last year because I liked everything. I mean, we put thought into those questions. So I'll just copy it and change the title on it. No need to change much more about it.
I have a flyer from I think 3 years ago that I think we can use because I really like it.
Even
Can you
better.
guys see this?
Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, I love
Oh,
that.
yeah. So we can-
Obviously, we gotta change the words on it, but I really like the look of it, and we can even use that as like the Facebook post.
And if you
Mhm.
can do that in PDF, then when we do the PDF, we include the link to sign up, and they'll be able to click right on it as well. So that would be wicked, wicked helpful and easy and useful.
Awesome. All right, I'll do that.
The plan. We got this.
Can you guys hear me? I had to call in on my phone.
Yay!
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you.
So since the last meeting, I reached out to Merrimack College, and I sent an email to 3 of the professors that are tied to they're called the Green, I think it's the Student Green Team over there. And I think all 3 of them got back to me. One of them was saying that they will let their students know that he'll accept extra credit for helping us. So they're gonna send emails to me if they're interested. Another one mentioned that just happy that we reached out and looking for ways to help us and be a partner with us going forward. So
That's great.
nothing immediate, but I'm glad we did it because it sounds like they want to help out, and it also kind of sounds like they're waiting for restrictions to be dropped before they can really kind of help us in earnest. There's a lot of student restrictions over there in terms of what they can do off campus. So that might be a reason why in the end they might not be able to have a lot of help. They might not be able to give us a lot of help on actual townwide cleanup. But other than that, going forward, we can, I'm looking forward to something we can get going with them. What else? Anybody else?
I guess I wanted to mention that the rain barrels are live now, so people can order from that site. Andy had taken a stab at writing up our quarterly newsletter thing, which is great. And I just added a little thing. I did touch base with Offbeat, and she can definitely be there the day of the cleanup. And she's about having 5-gallon buckets ready to go so people can sign up right there and then that day. And
Do you
I
put
asked
that
her
in?
a discount. What was that?
I'm just trying to see, you didn't add that to the newsletter
I-
article, right?
I did, just as a draft. I sent it today. See, it's like the fourth paragraph. I can't really read that on what I'm looking at, but anyway, she suggested, there it is. She suggested that she could
Yeah.
do a discount for the sign up if people sign up that day. So we could kind of spread the word about that. She basically would do $20 a month for 6 months instead of 25, and $17.50 a month instead of 25 for a year. You signed up for a year, which is really good. She did wonder if we could take on a little bit of that.
Discount?
Sorry. Yeah, like if we could eat a little bit of that. So like she would basically said if we could pay like $2.50 per yearly subscription that we get that day, that would help her out. So if we got 10, it's $22. You know, I don't think so. I wanted to ask you guys, but I think that we could probably do that. I do want to check with Lynn Savage and find out how much we do have in our account. So I'm going to do that in the next week or so, but I don't know if you guys think that that's okay to do that $2.50 deal with her to get people to sign up.
I think that's more than reasonable.
Right. She's not going to take anything on the 6-month sign up. So, so that's something
Yeah,
that we
we
can.
really got to figure out how much we have, and I'm sure
Yeah.
if we have anywhere close to enough to fund that, that's like the reason why we have funds. You know what I mean?
Right. So I'll find out that, and I'll send you guys an email and let you know how much we have, and then we can maybe just go from there. But that's something that we can also talk about while we're trying to publicize this. You know, like you can do it that day. It's cheaper. You would save. You know, somehow.
Do we have to vote on this to agree that we're going to help with the funding? I just didn't know what their laws are or bylaws.
We might want to. Maybe we could do that before, because we're meeting again before the cleanup, right?
Yeah, I think anytime we spend money, we should vote on it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ready to tonight because we don't even know what we have for funds. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
that we'll definitely do that next meeting.
I did just add into that quarterly newsletter the little blurb about that Eva from the Improvement Society would have liked us to put in about the 375th anniversary of the Andover. So I threw just a line in there.
Yeah.
And so we'll send that out. That'll be in with the quarterly newsletter. That's great. Thank you, Andy. And I have to send out a rain barrel press release because she gives me this like write up for the newspaper, so I can just send it over to them so we can get it in a couple of the papers. And I didn't know, Brian, if you had an easy way to get kind of everyone on our email list, if we wanted to just kind of copy and paste that quarterly blast, or you know, it kind of gives a little bit of all of the information right now. If we wanted to just do an email to those people so that they're aware of the rain barrel and the cleanup, and
Yeah.
just a little more personal because it's coming from us.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to find that email list. I think it's in our shared Google Drive. I just have to.
I think I said that.
But yeah, I could definitely do that once we approve, that version of the article. That sounds good.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. And Andy and I met with Pranali and the town manager last week, and Pranali presented her tree initiative and asked if there'd be some places that the town manager could help her with. And she got a name of someone in town that could possibly help, one of the people on the Conservation Commission. So that could be helpful for her to get some spaces for those donated trees. So I think she felt good about that. And I think that's really all I had. Just that I secured Offbeat. I guess that was the big one. I think that was the only person I was supposed to secure. And you said revision. coming, Brian. Sorry, Jess. I was kind of
Okay.
figuring out my volume. Revision is coming.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
He said that at the beginning.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I said. Oh yeah, I thought you said something else. But yeah.
I was messing with my computer. Jess, go ahead, hon. I'm sorry.
No. Apparently my mic's been off the whole time, and I found it kind of weird that you guys were ignoring me.
Hey, there's an apparition in your house.
Ellen!
Oh,
you-
that's right. I turned
wow,
the camera off. As well, we're here stuffing our face and everything. So my question was, on the drive, if I'm thinking of the drive correctly, then we should actually be able to create like a group where then instead of having to copy paste that whole list, we can just email like NASC membership or something, something like that. I
Yeah.
have not gone into our drive recently because the one that I use, I just literally keep it on my own personal one. But we should really be able to do that.
I
Yeah.
think Christine Michelini could easily help us with that.
Is that who the new person is now?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we
Oh.
called her and basically just said, what our we have a list, it's growing. We want to be able to easily shoot things out to them. Yeah, everything you just said, say to her, and then have her help.
I don't even think we should need it. During this meeting, I'm gonna go in. So before the end of the meeting, I'll let you guys know if we're able to do that or not.
There you go.
I just found the list in our shared drive. It's not very long. It's only about 44 names, 44 email addresses, but
To start.
it's a start.
That's
Yeah. It includes people like our old friend Bob Rafferty. It includes people like Christina Micucci. Then there's other names I don't know, but yeah. So it's a start.
Good. And we can put at the bottom, like, feel free to send to your friends that might be interested in these things, please feel free to pass along, and,
Yeah.
the more the better, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Joanna, maybe you and I can, I'll set up a Google form, and then we can post it on Facebook and say, hey, if you're interested in joining our listserv, just put in your information here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That actually would be good to put on the newsletter too. At the very end, say, for more information, check out our Facebook team where you can join our email list and stay in touch with our happenings.
Yeah. Like, granted, I really have not been putting up as much because one, we're not meeting in person, so it has been definitely more difficult. Because most of the events would be like in person. So now, hopefully now, if spring coming, we'll have more that we can post up.
Yeah, and I think it would be good to maybe put something about the townwide cleanup like almost every week leading up to it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a reminder, doesn't have to be the same post each time, but.
Mm-hmm. And there is so much trash around. I mean.
Oh, I think this year will be so easy, sadly, to get so much because, my gosh, the number of masks alone.
Oh, right.
I know.
The
That
masks.
could be one of the posts. One of the posts can be a reminder of the event, and also a question to residents: where would you like to see cleaned up?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I think we had that on I have the townwide cleanup right now. Actually, here, what I'll do is I'll share with you guys, and we can decide if we want to do we want to change anything on it.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, you guys can see the screen right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is the old one, Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, October 18th. So not so old, seeing as it was,
Right.
just written recently.
Yeah.
But name, volunteers in the group, the age of the volunteers, clean up street, and then a separate form will be sent out asking how many trash bags and where they were left. I think that this year especially, this will be very important because we won't be right there at the DPW with them to say,
Right.
hey, look what we got back. So this year I think will be extremely important. And then obviously this one right here, would you like to join our email list? We promise not to fill up your inbox. So we only do a few per year.
Mm-hmm.
So very simple, but you guys said maybe want to add where would you like to see cleaned up? Okay, clean up area street. Okay, do we want to? No, because they won't. They'll go on here only if they're going to sign up.
I
Okay.
think there might be more engagement if you just ask that question on Facebook and let people respond on Facebook.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I'm basically gonna take this. This is all gonna go on Facebook as well. You know, like whatever we send out via email, I want to do Facebook because I know I don't always check my sustainability committee email, but I'm always on Facebook. So yeah, we'll definitely ask that question. Maybe we'll ask some polls too, some polls for engagement. Joanna, do you think you'd be able to grab the stats from October about how many pounds we did for the trash? I think they had that for us, right?
Yeah, I feel like it was around 800, but
I
I
think I
will.
have.
So we could do a quick little poll like, hey, last year we did 800 pounds. How much, how much do we think we're gonna do this year? Please let the highest person not be right.
840 pounds, Jeff.
Wow.
840
That's
pounds.
unbelievable.
Just round up to 850.
Yeah.
And that was with, that was not a big show, that wasn't a big showing really.
No, not at all.
Easily get to that.
I think sadly we will get to that in no time at all.
Yeah.
Now, what is the plan? They're going to leave it designated corners, or do they want them to like leave it by their trash barrel? How are we doing it this year?
I think we mark down where they go and then they just do it, I don't know, on the sidewalk, right? Wasn't that what we just kind of said? Did we have them bring it up to?
No, as long as we know the area that they're at and they keep it by the roadside.
Yeah, by the roadside. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when we did it last year too, he just said like, I think maybe like at the end of the day, he had people just leave them with their trash. Oh, no, I remember. It was that people were just putting it with their trash because they were cleaning up like right around them. So they were putting, I'm like, I know there was something about people and their own trash. That's what it was. And we want to remind people to leave them separate so that we can count to see how much the event itself, produced in waste pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right.
And people can also, I don't know if they want to do this, but when they return the gloves and the pincher stuff,
Right.
they could bring it back with them to the middle school, right? The bags.
The trash?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
Okay. I was just thinking.
Yeah, if they do that, it'll get picked up for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. All right. So do we need access to the middle school or no? What do we think? So
Do we need what?
What do we need?
access to the middle school that day to inside, or do we not need anything like that?
It's 4 hours, right? And we're gonna have different shifts and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we got to put a sign-up sheet out there for shifts.
Yeah, I could doodle poll.
Yeah, we need to do that. Let's do
Yeah.
We
that
have
soon.
a tent with 4 walls too, by the way, guys.
What was that, Jess?
We have a tent with 4 walls.
Oh,
And
good.
it's green.
It has walls?
Yeah, we got it for Jade's birthday because COVID, so it's outside.
Oh, you have one. Okay. I was like, our tent has walls. I was thinking of the green one, the one we have there.
No. We have a full tent that has walls and windows and everything. So we'll bring that.
Okay. Hi, Pranali.
I think we should also bring the one that we have at the DPW.
Yes.
And the banner. Who has the banner?
Oh.
You have it? Okay. Good. Thought so.
I have the tent. I have the banner.
We do. Okay, you have the tent too.
What about tables for us? We have a table that we put stuff on, or?
I have one. I can.
Okay, I have them too, so I have a bunch.
I have a table too.
I have a long one as well.
All right.
And then I think we just always bring our own chairs, right? We always
Yeah.
bring our own lawn chairs, and then my kids usually steal Brian's. Works out perfectly.
And I am planning on bringing my speakers and, to provide some music, not live music, just, DJ a little bit.
And that's right. And I'm going to bring my my internet hub station thingy, so that if anybody wants to sign up, they can sign up right there. I'll have my tablet and less paper.
Yeah.
So we'll have internet. We'll have Wi-Fi while we're there too.
Good.
Cool. I should say, guys, I totally messed up. Joanna, I told Joanna last week. I'm going to be in Florida during the townwide cleanup.
Really, Andy?
I booked the flight back in November, and I never even gave it a second thought when we were planning on this date. And then I noticed that it's the same. I'll be gone. I'll be visiting my in-laws that weekend in Florida. But rest assured, you can count on me. I will do everything in my power to make sure everybody has what they need. I'll lobby for volunteers. We'll make sure that it's adequately staffed for the day. I'll
You can
do
join-
everything that be there.
We'll do a Google Meet and you can join us remotely for 4 hours.
No.
More
We'll
than
do
happy
a Zoom. I'm also Google Meet. We'll do a Zoom.
Andy, what day are you leaving so that we can get the equipment and stuff from you? That I need to know.
Yeah, I leave Monday before the event, and I come home Tuesday after the event.
So
Okay.
we're
So
going
we
to be gone the week before. But
So
see,
the
we
weekend.
Weekend before.
okay, like the fish, right? Okay.
The 18th would be the Sunday. The 17th would be the Saturday. Either one of those days.
The 19th to 27th.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to be away from the 17th to the 24th. So we'll be back early in the day on the 24th. And obviously, I'll still be somewhat working. And since all of my duties are all digital, I'm good to go.
Nice.
Okay.
And Pernalli is going to bring all her friends, and we'll have plenty of people there.
Well, we will.
Oh, yes.
Warm.
I also did talk to the environmental club, and they said that they would be interested in volunteering. They are not sure about doing a booth or anything, though, because of COVID. So.
No, I actually think that would help more to just be workers that day, to make sure that all the cars that come through have what they need. Well, we don't want to give away 6 grabbers to the first people that come, because we don't have a ton of grabbers, in my opinion, for this. If we get a bigger turnout than normal, we're gonna have to ration those.
Gloves. That's the big one.
Gloves we
did a
usually
briefing
have.
about it. No, little gloves. So previously,
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I should send an email to Jim or John Lavin, and we should actually see what they have. And I don't even know if it's too late to order more. I can't imagine it's too late to order more if we need it.
Don't you remember in October though, you guys, they had like a ton of trash bags, remember? And they had
A lot of gloves.
I feel like they had a ton of gloves, and
Yeah.
they said these are the smallest gloves we can get. It was like
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, but I do have a note that we should check the supplies with the DPW just to be sure that they have it all and it's all on hand. But I seem to remember that being a
it
thing.
was.
Like
We
they
had
have
said that we ourselves would look into getting smaller gloves.
It seemed like they had a lot of both sizes of gloves in October, and more than we could have used, I think. But
Mhm.
who knows if they used them for other events? I doubt it. But yeah, we should check on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The other thing that maybe we can work on between now and next meeting is in terms of outreach, maybe contact some of the school principals and see if we can get on their announcement, at least on their announcements in the week, maybe 2 or 3 weeks leading up to it. Just, just a reminder. And just so that the kids all know about it and they start asking their parents if they can, participate.
Do you think that it would be helpful, since everything's digital now, right? So they'll just like put it up on a screen, most likely in morning announcements or something like that. Do you think it would be helpful to take like the townwide cleanup that you have, that's the beautiful one there, and like compact it a little bit just for the kids? Just like, I don't know, make like one suitable for the kid, because the kids aren't going to really care about a rain barrel promotion or a composting that they buy. So just like, hey, have you noticed trash around? Bring your parents down or your friends down to the middle school on this day and help clean. I don't know, something a little more geared towards them. And then
That's a great
just for
idea.
the elementary anyway.
Do they
I don't know.
do
Just,
that? I didn't know
Do it.
they do have like a screen that they all look at for morning announcements. Where?
I mean, because they're remote. Remote.
It might not be remote much longer, remember?
Yeah,
True.
middle schools, they'll still be remote when we do this, right? Isn't it like April 27th?
Will, yeah. Elementary, yeah. So that's something to think about. But middle school and high school will still be. Yeah, I mean, it's the teachers are right here. They could just like put it on their screen.
Yeah, I know we definitely have a digital chalkboard that the kids look through for morning meetings, so that would definitely be doable.
Yeah, same with us.
And my principal for Franklin, Joe Clark, sends out a weekend update. I know they do it almost every day for the middle school. An email blast. So if we could get it just attached to to the principal's email.
All right.
I'll work on that. I'll do the so basically just making it more a kid friendly version, alternate version of the flyer.
Yeah. And if you do that, I'll take care of sending it out to the principals. If you can get me the material, that would be awesome. And then I can send it out and get it into middle school morning announcements, because he shows that every day. What do they do in high school, Pranali? Does Mr. Jackson do like a morning announcement when you're on remote days, or?
So he normally sends out a weekly newsletter on Sunday evenings, but then at school, the days that you're in person, it's like when you're hybrid, there is morning announcements. You can probably get it there, but someone would have to read it for you.
Got it. Okay. And then we can also I said I would talk to NACAM about, again, once you get that PDF, we can just put that on NACAM as like a still, and it can just be going however many times a day. And people are watching NACAM more now, because now the football games are going to be broadcasted on there too. So I feel like people are looking at that a little bit more probably. All right, does somebody want to do a doodle poll? Because I don't know how to do that. Drain, you know how to do that?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
All right.
We want to do shifts. We want to do 2 hours. We don't do an overlap shift, like we need to do a setup like 9 a.m., right? Because it starts at 10. We want to start at 9.
Do we need 9, or can we do 9:30, you think?
9:30. Yeah, 9:30 should be fine.
Okay.
No, I think it depends how many of us are there, because remember, we've done half an hour before when we've been right there at the DPW and have had everything that we need.
Yeah, that's true. Why don't we do 9 to be safe? Because people might show up early if they're out or whatever. Right. 9
and you
to
can tell you could tell offbeat and revision to get there at 9:30, but we should probably.
Yeah,
Good idea. And then probably a half hour for cleanup on the back end.
Yeah.
Need any wine, or do we have some?
That will be, I don't know where we're gonna put like all that stuff, like the tents and the, you know what, maybe, what is that, a Sunday? I don't know. The DPW will be open, so maybe we just throw it all back to the DPW until maybe Andy wants to take it when he gets home, you know, to have it again, or you don't have to. We can store it in that DPW room.
Yeah.
You're talking about like the table and tent?
The tent.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The banner and
I don't mind. I can take it as well. Either way.
all the grabbers and the trash bags and stuff. I wonder if DPW will come back and help us with that. We'll have to ask them to do that.
Yeah.
If not, we do have obviously an SUV. I guess we could, clean it out from the one time a year. We could clean out the back and have like plenty of space.
Oh, and I have a trailer that's easy to pull, so
That might be helpful. Yeah.
we can do that. You can use that if we need to.
I'll check in with John Lavin and see like if they're going to be available to help us bring the stuff back to DPW in like a one-shot thing. All right. Anything else?
I just wanted to ask, will the Great American Rain Barrel promotion be still going that day? Like, will we be able to take will we be able to tell people about that and have them have the opportunity to order, or will it be too late by then?
It's going on until May 2nd at midnight, I believe, is on the, so it's like a week before we do our pickup. So yeah, they'll be able to order.
Oh, that's the other thing. So I need the rain barrel there too. I gotta give you the rain barrel the week before. I was gonna use mine as the display.
And we
So
can
the
also
rain
use mine.
barrel-
Yeah, we can also
Yeah.
use mine because it's still underneath my deck. Haven't been used yet, so.
Okay.
Okay. Do you mind bringing it that day, Julie?
No, not at
Oh,
all. Not at all.
All right.
That'd be easier. Yeah, that'd be easier.
Yeah, I'll do
Let's
that.
do that because he's going to have Julia. All right. If you could drop it off early, even if your shift is like 1 to 2 or
Yeah.
something, if you could drop it off, swing it by, that'd be awesome. Okay.
Nobody can see you. Well,
I
these guys,
can see you.
the resident. All right.
All right. So do we have any to-do items that we need to do for the next one? I know I'm gonna, sorry, I have to do this, otherwise I forget and it doesn't get done. So on my to-do list, I am redoing the Google form.
Mhm.
Oh,
I am, okay, Andy's gonna take care of the flyer. Andy is going to take care of making a kid-friendly flyer.
yeah.
Julia is going to bring her rain barrel, and then after that, she will set it up and use it. Offbeat will have the buckets there, so we don't need to bring that. We will bring our tent and our chair and our table, because better to have it and not need it than to need it. Okay, granted, we're right down the road. All right, Joanna, you're gonna check with John regarding supplies?
Yep.
Awesome. We may need to still look into smaller gloves ourselves. Alvin will check in with Home Depot and other places and see if we can, if we get any luck with that. What else? What else was on our to-do?
I'm just going to set up a poll for shifts. I just want to ask you guys what shifts you want me to put down. I was thinking 9 to 11, 10:30 to 12:30, 12 to 2:30. Does that sound good?
Oh, to overlap? Yeah.
Just do it by an hour, do it by an hour because that ended up working out before too, because I think like Brian or Andy, one of you guys needed to like leave and come back. And now we actually have more members. how many do we want per session? That's actually more what you're gonna need to know, Brian.
Yeah, we need, I would say 2 to 3,
3 would be ideal.
yeah.
So you want to do Jeff, you're thinking 1 hour blocks?
Yeah,
Right.
for example,
You
I
might
can
sign up for more than
more-
one if you can.
Right.
Right.
Okay,
But we need the half hour before for setup and the half hour after for
yeah,
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah.
mhm.
okay.
So 9 to 11, 11, 12, whatever, till 2:30, and then hopefully get 3 per, 2 to
Yeah.
3 per. Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll fill in where needed.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to like ask friends. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't have to just be us to volunteer. If other people want to help, by all means.
Yeah,
Um,
Oh,
Obviously,
Megan,
they-
to the town electeds.
I'll get back to you guys this week with how much we have in our funds, and we can just vote on that. So I can tell Keziah if we're going to do that. The quarterly newsletter will be in. We'll get that in. Andy and I will get that in tomorrow. So that'll be in before the cleanup, which is good.
Oh,
And
Joanna.
I did do the thing. I did do the IDP webinar.
oh, great. Great. That's great. And I also, that was another thing with RDP. I finally, Jim Sanford committed to his 2 hazardous waste events. So that's going to be another 2 points. So the dates are still to be determined, but the DEP said that's fine at this point with COVID and things. So that's another on our way. That's good. Thank you, Jess, for doing the textile thing. Andy, we going to say something?
Yeah, when you mentioned the funds, finding out how many funds we have, I was talking to Chrissy, and we both sort of agreed that one excellent way to use our funds, I think, would be to buy some more signs to promote this event. The signs we have are ancient and they're not relevant really anymore because I think it says it'll be at the DPW.
Right. Yeah, we do need some more. Didn't Adrian say she could help us with that? I think she did.
I think that was when we were looking into repurposing old ones, which I still think would be great because of,
Well,
who
she
and what
can.
we but we don't have time for that.
Yeah. Well, she can certainly do the design. It's just
Yeah.
getting them made. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember her saying that.
I do.
So let's find out how much we have. We'll vote next time on not only what was the one we were going to vote on. Subsidizing the composting.
Mhm.
But it won't be. It'll be too late by then.
Well, our next meeting's April 8th. Is that right? It's the second Tuesday or
It's
third
not
Tuesday?
confirmed yet. It's not confirmed yet. I can try to make it as early as possible. I don't know how much lead time they would need for signs. I can't imagine they would need a month, right?
Mm.
No, where do you get
Probably
the
not.
signs made? I mean, can't you just get them
I
made at
wouldn't even know.
Staples or?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's got
Let
to
me
be
just
a
look
lot.
into it.
Yeah.
Let me look
Um,
into it and yeah.
Maybe
If it-
connect with Adrian on that though, Andy, because if she can help take some of the load off, you should let her.
Adrian,
Adrian from our committee, she had said something about help with either designing or maybe she also might know like a vendor that she's used or whatever, and then it will take a little pressure off of you.
yeah, it would be great to have some nice, fresh new signs on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't really need to
Maybe
have
like
them up.
a half dozen or a dozen, 6 to 12 signs.
It would be great if we could do it in a way that we don't have to get new signs every year or,
Oh, yeah. I'd want to make it generic
yeah.
enough to work every year, but
Well, we got to have the date on it though. Can't we just block off the actual number or?
it'd be good. It would be good if all we had to change each year is the date on it.
If you could have it, if there's a whiteboard type material on the sign itself, so that we can just,
And a space of it.
yeah,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
That sounds expensive.
Yeah, and would it wash off in the rain?
It could. You know what I used to do for the Thompson cleanup ones is I would have a space for the date and I would just like laminate a little April 25th thing and I would put a double Velcro on there
Yeah.
and I
Do
would
that.
do that.
Yeah, yeah.
The last 3 years, I've been using white duct tape. I put white duct tape over the date, and then I use a Sharpie to rewrite the date.
Right.
Classy.
Duct
I mean-
tape always works. Nothing
doing
wrong
what
with that. Reusing that way.
Uses, many uses.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. Is that
Is
all?
that it? Is that it? What, do we have other things on our agenda, Andy?
Yeah,
Okay.
Pernelli is going to give us a quick update on the Tree Plenish fundraiser.
Okay, so as of right now, we've sold 197 trees, so we're almost at our goal of 245. And then for the 60 trees that we got are donated, right now I think we have 41 of them have homes. So Becky's Pond is going to take a couple. Edgewood Retirement Community will take some.
Nice.
There's a cemetery, Holy Sepulchre Cemetery is going to take some as well. And then Harold Parker is going to take 20. And the youth center will take 3. And then we're still talking with Mr. Mealy, who's the assistant superintendent, to see if like NAPS will take some. So the 5 elementary schools and then the central office. So hopefully that should get rid of the other 19 trees. So we should be all done with all the donated trees. So I think right now what we're focusing on is getting the word out to sell the other 50 trees that we have left to get to 245. So I was wondering if there's any way that the sustainability committee can help with outreach. So is there any way to get it on the town website somehow?
Or in the newsletter?
Yeah.
The newsletter, will it be too late by then? Because it comes out middle of April. The newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be too late.
So what about if the town,
I don't know what the rules are in terms of just putting a banner up on NA Cam. Do you think that would help? Because we can talk to Bill after our meeting about, hey, if we came up with a little banner, can you guys just put it in the mix, the broadcast mix?
they're pretty good about that.
That would be great. Okay.
Pretty good about that. Yeah. We'll
I'll find out about that.
okay. We'll share it again on Facebook. I'll do that in the next couple of days. We'll like boost that. We'll share it again and then share it to the mom's page or whatever. And I don't know if the town, sometimes the town takes our things and shares it on Facebook, but I don't know if they did that one or not. I know they did the rain barrel one, but that could be something. They might do that.
Okay. There's 13 days left, so the due date is March 24th to get in all the trees.
Okay.
But I think a banner on any cam sounds good. That should help.
I mean, I think I can just send from a personal perspective, I can just send a text to a lot of my neighbor friends and maybe get some support just, that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to speak for everybody else, but if you guys know people in town that may not have heard of it, just let's just get the word out for Pernali and try to get those last 19 sold.
That'd be great. Thank you.
The last
Sonali,
thing.
did you,
Go ahead.
sorry, one more thing on that, Andy, I'm sorry. Did you have the RCG trees that I talked to you about in that list already to the side?
No, not yet. Do you know exactly which types they were interested in?
Is there a time you can meet with me and the property manager, like in the next couple days or whenever is a good time? Maybe we'll email on the side or Facebook message on the side and set that up, because then we'll secure them and you'll know and all that'll be done.
Yeah,
Is that good?
we can.
Great.
So the last thing on the agenda, unless somebody has something else that they want to bring up at the end, I sat on a webinar this week. Forgive me, I'm probably not going to have all the plastics recycling webinar. So it was a webinar where they had like a 5-person panel, and it represented the whole chain of events that happens when you recycle plastic film. So we're only talking about film here, which would be like the market basket bags would be probably the most prevalent example. And it was really fascinating because what I learned was that, obviously people, we need to get more people to bring their bags to like places like Market Basket and to recycle that film stuff, which is stuff that you can't put on your curbside. And part of the reason why some people don't do it is because they're not sure what to bring, like what they take outside of Market Basket bags. And so what I learned is that it's pretty much any film plastic that covers like Bounty, paper towels, plastic that gets wrapped around like a case of water. And they said a good test is if you can stretch it by like putting your thumb into it and pushing into it with your thumb, then it's pretty much good to go. Whereas I guess there's some plastic that tears. I couldn't really think of a good example of that, but the fact that I couldn't think of one means most of the film stuff that we encounter can be recycled, which I thought was interesting. They don't want any plastic that can tear, and I guess they don't want any plastic that has multiple layers. And I wasn't sure what a good example of that is, but I thought that was a good thing. Is like if you can stretch it, we can tell our residents at festivals when we're just engaging with the public that anything that you can stretch, you can bring.
What about the bags that like you'll get an Amazon package in or an LL Bean package? It's plastic. I wonder if that's too thick.
That's probably the more than one layer that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you could cut into it and see if it has multiple layers, in which case I wouldn't risk it. I would probably throw that out.
And was this just for Massachusetts, this webinar, or was it like?
Nope, it was, there was actually a company from Canada, which is a purchaser of the bulk plastic film. And what they do is they turn it into pellets and then sell those pellets to companies that make more plastic items out of those pellets. So another kind of takeaway from the webinar was that they were basically saying that we need to educate the public to pay attention to things that they purchase, because if something that they're purchasing says that it's made out of, say, 20% post-consumer recyclable materials, I think it's PCR, by buying that, you're helping close this loop, because now you're buying something that's made by the people who take the recycling materials. So if we can get these big corporations, and I know Chipotle is actually a leader in using like recycled materials and recycling materials. They're actually using the gloves that their employees use. They're throwing their used gloves into a container, and then those are being used to make like bags for takeout. And so to the extent that we can make a choice when we're purchasing things, and they said actually a big item is garbage bags. There's a lot of garbage bags being sold as virgin plastic, which means it's just all new plastic that they've manufactured to make the bags. And even if we can start purchasing garbage bags that have some amount of post-consumer recyclable materials, it would make a huge difference. Another thing that we need to sort of educate people is that compostable does not mean recyclable. So if you have a compostable item, then compost it or throw it out because it's not compatible with the recycling stream. Obviously, the whole MRF thing and like plastic bags gum up those machines. So continuing to tell people not to bag up their recyclables in their bins. Yeah, I mean, those were the sort of the takeaways. They got into a lot of detail that sort of didn't impact us, but I think we have a ways to go in terms of just helping people understand that, you know, that's a whole different level of recycling, is being able to collect all your plastic film, whether it's you know, you took the last slice of wheat bread and you, instead of throwing that bag away, just put it in a place in your house so that you can bring it to Market Basket and put it in the plastic film recycling. That's a huge thing. That's it for that. Is there anything else anybody wanted to? We ran a little over tonight.
One quick thing, Andy. I said this last month too, and I haven't done it myself, so I'm also not in compliance. But we all have to do the ethics training.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It showed up in my email, you know, maybe last month, and I just forgot to do it. And they say that we have to have it done within 30 days, and I don't know from when exactly, but it needs to happen soon, basically. So we all need to make sure to do that.
Hey, Brian, can you send us a reminder tomorrow? Because I know, like, I'm about to go put the kids to sleep. I'm not going to remember that part.
I can send an email. Yeah, I can send an email. Sure. Yeah.
And then I'll actually do it, supposedly.
Yeah.
I will do it. We shall be in compliance.
The strange thing about it is I actually looked at it before. I didn't do it, but one of the things that it says is that you have to print the receipt in Internet Explorer. And who uses Internet Explorer anymore? I don't know why. It has to be like that. I guess that's to make the receipt print the right way. I'm going to try to do it in Chrome like I usually do everything anyway, and see what happens. But
well, Internet Explorer is Edge now, right?
It is.
I
don't use Edge either. I just use
Chrome. Very much just like Edge.
Yeah. So anyway, just take a look at that. I think you can do most of it in whatever browser you want, but when you print the certificate, you know, it has to be in Explorer or something like that. So you can try it out. But
listen, as long as they get the results,
yeah.
I do not need a certificate here or anything.
Right.
You don't want to frame it? Come on.
I really don't. It wouldn't fit in with my beautiful display.
It would make it look cluttered. It would be too.
Yeah.
I have to go, you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have to go put my kids to sleep.
Nice
Oh wait,
to see you
hold on.
all.
Before I do motion or anything.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, meeting is okay. Bye, guys.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 This meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
All right,
Bye,
good night.
guys.
Bye.